Not prepared? Okay. Okay, so Maria, nice to have you here back. A new fantastic year is in front of us and in front of the audience. I'm so excited. I'm really excited. I will tell you why. Because we will continue, whatever it happens, we will continue and being there consistently. And consistency is the key for success.
Yes, that's true.
I think that's a main element of success. And 20 to 25 stands in front of us. And I think it's going to be a very different year. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot happening, and whether it's political or whether it's in even in the in the work world. I mean, there's a lot of changes. Lots of companies have been laying off people. There's all the worries about the AI replacing everybody, and
Yes.
there's more and more talks about that. And yeah, I think lots of people are predicting that 2025 is going to see a lot of change. So definitely, I'm
I
impatient
certainly
to see
I
what
can
comes out of it.
see a lot of change coming. And
Yeah,
you mentioned two key points that I have also in my notes. The one key point is the political change that
mm,
happened, and it's going to influence globally the situation.
yeah,
That is one thing. And the second thing is the AI.
mm.
And let me tell you, I'm not a big fan of AI. Let me tell you this.
Uh,
I mean, it does
Good.
help. It's nice, but it tends to replace humans on things that humans are not replaceable, in my opinion.
Okay, so how is it replacing humans on things that human are not replaceable? Tell me.
Okay, so the what is being sold now from many AI related companies
Hmm.
is that it can write on your behalf, let's say an email, for example, that is a simple task, but it cannot.
Yet,
I believe it cannot
yet,
yet.
yet, I would
Yet.
say. Yeah, no, definitely. I think for the moment, I think AI tools are tools, exactly that. And if you know how to use them properly, they're great tools. But they are evolving very quickly also, and they're learning. They're self-learning, so there's no limit to where this can bring them.
But where we gonna end? Because you say the yet, and I agree with you with the yet, since the learning of AI, it's an exponential learning. So every
Exactly.
day it
Yeah.
doubles its, let's say, its intelligence.
Yeah.
And I guess it's going to come in a degree that's going to write letters as I write them, with the
Yeah.
emotion that I put,
Yeah.
maybe even better. And maybe it's going to receive also a response from an AI
Yeah, they're going to be
robot.
speaking to each other. They'll be working together. Yes, there's
Exactly.
there's already companies that have replaced a lot of their, like Amazon has replaced a lot of their people by robots, and they speak together. But there's always, a human behind them, at least for the moment. So it's, you want to. It's I think it's about. I'm talking to people, a lot of my clients who are not showing much interest in AI, or just they know hardly a little bit about it and they're like, oh yeah, chat GPT. But I think it's really important that people start, if not they haven't already, this year to start learning about AI and how they can use it, and how, what is coming, because you need to be upskilling yourself. There's things that there's entire jobs that are going to disappear. And if you don't, you can choose to wait there and say, oh, I don't believe in this, it's never going to happen, or I don't like it. But the thing is, if you don't start, figuring out how it's going to affect you, understand what you need to do, what skills you might need to learn to be able to, follow on, the trend and what's happening, you might find yourself without a job in a few years, and it's going to go very quickly. So I think
Yeah,
it's
but,
important
but
that people don't, hide themselves from this.
no, I don't think we need to hide. But what you are saying now, it was exactly the same conversation we had like 20 years ago
With internet.
with the internet. So
Yeah.
it's going to, a lot of people will lose their job. And
Yeah.
okay, maybe a lot of people lost their job. I consider myself also somebody that first of all, that had the opportunity to make a business due to the internet.
Yeah.
I was one of the first ones to lose his job because of the internet,
Mm.
and then I discovered a new job
Yeah.
again through the evolution of technology. But
Yeah, that will happen too. I mean, new jobs are being created as well. So it's about upskilling yourself, making sure that you're not, you know,
but my question is, it's more. It's not simply new technology, AI. It's a technology that evolves by
very
itself.
yeah.
And when we take this example where one AI speaks to another AI and they, at the end, they conclude somewhere, I don't know,
Yeah.
where does that lead? I mean, where we will be,
People have made movies about it, huh?
exactly, it comes to the Terminator scenario, okay?
Yeah. Yeah, and some people believe that. I mean, if you listen to, I mean, there's a lot of people talking about AI right now, and there's some people that know a lot about AI who are very alarmist about it. And these are people who actually know about it and they're very alarmist. And there's other people that are saying, no, it's going to give us a world where we won't need to work anymore. Machines will work and we will have more time and leisure and we won't even need to work anymore because the machines will be working and everybody will just get money to do nothing. I mean, so there's there's the utopia side of people like thinking it's going to make this such a better world. And then there's the other people that are thinking it's going to be a Terminator end of the world situation where
Yeah,
the
well,
machines are going to take over. And I mean, there must be somewhere in the middle something, hopefully.
maybe nothing of the, I mean, I think most of the times what happens is not the best possible scenario, but nor the catastrophe either.
Yeah.
So
I
something
mean,
in between.
yeah, in 2000, the world was supposed to end. So, you know,
Yes,
so yeah, but I think what we do need to do is not, I mean, it's happening. So I think it's important that people learn about AI, learn about how it can affect them personally, how they can use it. I mean, I use AI tools every day, and oh my God, it's a time saver. It's changed my life and the way I work. It's made it easier for me. I'm able to be much more effective and productive and professional also, and so I think it is important for people to find out how they can use these tools.
absolutely. I absolutely agree. I think I'm a little bit not that evolved as you are in terms of AI. Uh, Often I also forget the fact that it is there. Although I
Yeah,
know it, then I do a work and then I said, wait a second, why I don't ask ChatGPT and I will have the answer.
yeah, yes.
It is also, I'm writing also a book since some months now. So now you will tell me, okay, you could give it to AI to write it for you,
But it
but
wouldn't be
then
your
it's not going
book.
to be my book anymore. But no,
But
I'm
but you could then give it to AI maybe to edit, or I mean, down the road
um,
there are parts of your book that you can use AI maybe to help you write the book. I'm not saying that it needs to write it for you, and I'm sure there are lots of AI written books out there now. But you can use it as a tool to help you write it. So to give you a structure, maybe like, okay,
yes,
this is the book I'm writing. These are things I'm thinking. Help me create a structure, a flow. You can ask him to analyze what you've written and give you feedback on if it's clear, if there's things missing. I mean, there's so many things you can do. It's
yes,
if you use
yes,
it properly.
yes. You give me ideas now that I never thought about them.
Ah, there.
I get a real value from this live stream.
Yeah.
I use it for partly to find information for me where
Yeah.
I want to refer to some event that happened,
Hmm.
and instead
Good
of doing
research.
all the search, then it can do the search and deliver like
Yeah,
this
Perplexity
information
is
that
really
I
good
have.
for that. Yeah, Perplexity is a really good tool for that.
Yes,
Mm.
yes. Perplexity. It's called it's a website.
No, it's an AI tool as well.
Perplexity. Okay.
Yeah.
I think it would be a very good idea that you guide us through the AI tools. Maybe we can dedicate
I
another
use
live
I use
stream.
a lot. Yeah, and but it's about being smart about it and um, using it to help you, not getting not stopping to think by yourself. It's a tool. It's like, for me, AI is like my assistant. I wouldn't let my assistant do my work in my place. I wouldn't send them do my work, but I
Yes,
do give them stuff to do for me. I oversee it. I double check it. I correct it, but I use AI to it makes me gain time.
that is fantastic. Yes, AI, it's going to be surely the thing of 2025.
Really.
I'm sure of that. We
Yeah,
are at the point where it accelerated, and
very
I
quickly.
think it's going to be the thing for 2025. I can also see, Maria, I don't know if you agree with me. I see a saturation, that the specific markets get saturated. Is that the correct word? Saturated?
Saturated, yeah.
Saturated.
The
Very
financial markets,
fast.
you're talking about financial markets?
Not necessarily financial markets. Technology.
Okay.
So somebody comes with a successful solution, then comes the competition, and after a while, I mean, it's everybody's fighting for a piece of
Yeah.
a chunk of the cake.
Yeah.
Um, but that happens in a very fast pace.
Yes, right now it's like every 3, 6 months or something new coming out. It's very,
Yes,
and I think that's a challenge also for companies who want to integrate. Well, we're going back to AI. They want to integrate like AI or new technologies, because the time it takes them to integrate it, it's already out of date. So it's very hard for them to keep up
yes,
with this. And yeah, I'm sure some people are thinking about solutions for those kind of situations.
yes. So the one brings the other one. So in this acceleration of technology, I mean, at the end, you don't have the time to adapt and to
Yeah,
start
and learn.
to learn it and to
Yeah,
be.
keep up with it.
And it brings also a kind of anxiety, at least at me, because
Yeah,
I mean, you need some space to work and to learn, to work,
yeah,
to
yeah.
dive in the market, and then suddenly the market is over, and then you need a new market to start,
Something
which
else. Yeah,
is going to be a similar one.
yeah. No, but I do,
So
yeah, and I do think, as you're saying, the markets are getting saturated. I think everybody, I mean, at least as a business owner, you should be definitely evaluating, trying, learning about what's going on right now, and how AI may affect your work or your industry in the next few years, because then you can start thinking about how you can adapt, and what are the things you might want to change or do differently, or start thinking about to reassess, because it's going to go very quickly. And before we know, I mean, typically I'm in the coaching world. There's
yes,
already lots of AI tools, coaching tools out there. So I'm thinking, okay, so maybe I need to be thinking, how do and I'm thinking about this, and it's something I'm reassessing, like, what should I be doing next few years? Because probably in 5 years, you won't need a person to coach you anymore. You'll have a bot or a machine that will do it just as well.
maybe
And
you can
that's
bring your
available
robot.
24/7. That's available
Exactly.
24/7 and costs nothing. So will my job be still relevant? Probably not. So I need to think about that and think, okay,
Maybe
how.
the audience is going to be an audience of robots as well.
Well, they probably don't need coaching, but but yeah, but I mean, so typically that's an example of, we need to be reassessing in today's world. Does it make sense what we're doing, and do we have a future? And if it looks like it could be a problem, you need to be thinking, okay, what is it that I could do that a machine can't be doing, and how do I add value, or how do I do my job in a way that a machine wouldn't be able to do it, that I can differentiate myself.
But don't you think, like, maybe we are too much thinking in our sector, and that there are also other sectors that are not influenced from AI, or
Yeah.
very little? So I
Well, I think,
can,
it's there's lots of things AI can't do yet. For yet, I'm still going to do yet,
yeah,
but I mean, people who are like travel guides in the mountains, or anything that's going to be active. And I mean, though, there's still, you can still get an app with somebody who's going to guide you in a I mean, there's stuff out there. It's
yes.
I think it's about keeping informed about what's going on, and specifically in your industry, your sector, how it might be affected. It's keeping our eyes open and ears open, and making sure that we're flexible to adapt to whatever might be coming.
Yes, I'm kind of a little bit scared, to be honest with you, and I'm also starting to feel that I'm getting older, because I start to have replies that uh, I'm
Yeah,
starting to say things that
like your
my grandparents
grandparents.
used to say. Exactly,
It was better before, wasn't it?
it was better back in the day. All these things didn't
In the
exist,
good
but I
days,
mean,
the good old days before internet, before mobile
exactly,
phones.
exactly.
Yeah,
And we are in technology. I mean,
yeah.
it's scary
It,
somehow.
yeah, it is. It is. And yeah, it is. And I think we're at an age where, um, we still have a bunch of years in front of us. And if everything changes, it's like it's harder to adapt. And, the concept that we had when, we were our parents, it was like you work till 65 and then you get your pension and you retire. That's gone. That doesn't
No,
exist anymore.
that's
That's gone.
done.
That's
That's
over.
done. But
And,
it's also
and so,
something that I don't consider that necessarily a bad thing. So
No, me neither. But it was a sort of a security. Like you knew what was going to happen. It was like this is your life. This is the
yes,
job. Da 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 da. And now, and you know that you're getting a pot of money at the end that should keep you going and keep your lifestyle as you had it before. That's not going to be the case anymore because the money we have, even if we have some, it's not going to be worth enough to because everything's going up, the
of
prices
course,
are going up,
of
everything.
course,
It's not going to be enough to bring us, and we're living longer. And I mean, the next generation won't even have pensions probably. So it's the world is changing very quickly, and that's why we need to prepare ourselves. And I think it's our individual. We can't depend, and we know that now. We can't depend on the governments or companies.
oh no,
I mean,
no,
all
no,
these
no.
things that were norm that we used to depend on. We were like, oh, the government's going to take care of this. Our bosses are going to, these are things that we know we can't anymore count on, so that we need to count on ourselves. And that's what's important. That's why we need to learn, educate ourselves, keep ourselves on top of things, and yeah,
But
take care of ourselves.
what I see, Maria, and I have it also here on my notes, and I want to say that I see. I mean, maybe it's my idea, my thoughts. I can see that there is like a decline on human skills, and the more the newer generation, every day that passes, we are going direction exit door, and the new guys are coming. So my son is 18, so he's
Yes.
going to be, yeah, he comes, and there is a completely different mindset, and I think a lot of human skills are missed. That generation didn't doesn't have those human skills due to growing up with Instagram and with
Yeah.
mobile phone, and
Yeah.
so. But on that, I see also a golden opportunity for people like us that
Mm.
have the
Those.
experience and the
Mm.
human skills to educate
Mm.
younger guys.
Mm.
I don't know if it's my idea, but I have the impression of uh, there are a lot of people, specifically in the corporate world. They dream. They live in an utopia. They have an utopia in their mind. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. It's I think something is twisted there due to technology.
Yeah. Well, I think there's going to be a return backwards probably at some point. There's going to be a bubble where people are going to start getting. I mean, there's already these phones that are coming out that don't have any apps on them, or that you can't access social media or stuff like. I think there's going to be a backlash that people are getting overwhelmed with too much information. The fact that you're always on, that you're always reachable, that you're scrolling. There's going to be people that will want to get away from that, and there's going to be more and more like vacations without phones, and events without phones, or things like that, where people can reconnect with the nature, that they don't have any screens. So I
Yes,
think there will be opportunities in certain things that where people want to go
yes.
back to how it was before, and because it's becoming too much for a lot of us. And I personally, I'm the first to think like, should I get rid of my phone? And then I'm like, but how would I do it without
Well,
my phone? But then
I
I'm
mean,
reminding myself that I did it without my phone for 25
it's not
years.
realistic to get rid of your phone. I don't
Yeah,
think that's realistic. However, what I see with myself, I created a list of the good things that, for me, what are good things. For example, drink water. It's a
yeah,
good thing.
yeah,
What is like a medium thing to do? I don't know. It's something else. Something that is not really good, but it's not bad either. So,
yeah,
and there are also the bad things.
yeah.
One of the bad things that I have is this social media, and I
Oh,
catch
scrolling.
myself. Yes, you start on the Facebook, and it's so addictive. So you see
Yeah,
the next, and you scroll like this, and now you can scroll also like this, you know, and you never get
all
out of this.
directions.
E- Exactly. So
Yeah,
it was not only this thing, and now it's also that thing,
yeah,
and 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 I feel also that the quality of what you are receiving, it's decreasing the more you scroll.
yeah,
So
yeah,
like the algorithm puts the things that are very attractive to you first,
yeah,
and then you scroll more shitty, more
yeah,
worse content, and you are half
yeah.
an hour later there seeing all these stupid, really stupid things.
But you can't turn off the phone. You're just hypnotized. It's like reality TV. When before we had the phones, they had the first reality TV shows on, and we were like, "This is so stupid." And then you'd be scrolling on your TV, and suddenly you start looking at it, and before you know it, you've been looking at it for 2 hours, and you're like, "This is so stupid. Why am I looking at this?"
Yes, but you are looking at that.
You're looking at
It
it.
is,
Yeah,
it is
it's
stupid, but it's very dangerous and very
very
addictive.
addictive. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah. Well,
I don't
that's
know.
that's not new, but okay. Challenges and opportunities for 2025. So, what are we saying?
So we are saying opportunity is become better on AI. I think that's an
Yeah,
opportunity. Deep dive and investigate and learn new skills.
yeah,
Um, Also, an opportunity is what I think it's an opportunity become more human
hmm,
and attend also physical events, make true
yes,
connections and true friends, and don't be only a digitalized version of yourself.
yeah, yes. No, I think this last year I noticed people are really there's people are searching for in-person events much more, and
Yes,
I think again it's coming from an overdose of screen time. So
yes.
definitely, I agree. Yeah,
So
challenges.
I would say let us hope that the force or God or whatever you want to call it
Forced me to be with you.
help us, guide us to the right path.
Yeah. Are
I
those your
don't know.
last words? That's very ominous.
Yes, I
But
feel a little bit.
overall, I mean, I'm excited about 2025 because I think it's going to be a good year. So personally, I I have plans. I'm preparing myself for a good year, and I'm also, as I said, I'm trying to think ahead of like, okay, what should my work look like? How happy am I with it? How can it evolve? What's the next steps? And I think it's important to project yourself in the future and think about these things. And I'm excited about the future.
I'm excited about the future too. I will change myself. I don't want to use other words because change contains also the element of listening and becoming a better person.
Yeah,
And you become a better person in any perspective of your life, also in your work and as a person and your qualities by not only being somebody that it's not a matter of how energetic you are. It's also to relax, calm down, and listen and be conscious on your decisions.
yeah. I think reflecting is really important. Definitely, reflect on what you're doing. Often we don't give ourselves that time to just be, to be present with ourselves because either we're on our phone or computer with people.
Yes,
And yes, as you say, to reflect and think about what we want and where we're going, and those things are important, definitely, and how we can improve, because I think that's what's really important, as you were saying. It's like, how can I get better and learn something new every day?
absolutely. Very good, Maria.
Cool.
Fantastic. Let's wish to ourselves and to everybody else a happy and successful new year.
Happy New Year.